This is Raj from Your Mom's Basement, and we're here with Greg Pak, the writer of The Incredible Hulk. So, Planet Hulk, Hulk's out on another planet, experiencing all these crazy adventures. But now we're looking forward to World War Hulk, where the Hulk comes back and he's pissed, right?
You are correct.
Okay, so first question I had was, is he coming back alone, and how is he getting back?
The Hulk. Well, we can't reveal too much for fear of spoilers. But let's just say that while he's been on this alien planet, the savage planet of Sakaar, the Hulk, when he first got there, was vulnerable for the first time in a long time. He could actually be cut, from the process of going through the wormhole to get to the planet. He'd been weakened, and he could have been killed. So he had to be smart, he had to be crafty, and he actually had to make friends. So while he was forced to become a gladiator, he was enslaved and forced to become a gladiator. During this time, he developed a group of friends. They're the war-bound companions. They're his fellow war-bound gladiators. They've taken this oath to each other, and that's a new thing for the Hulk. I mean, you don't tend to think of him as a team player, but they have this blood oath, these guys, and to the death. So at least I'll say it here. At least 3 of these war-bound companions will return with him to Earth, and they're going to be just as angry as the Hulk.
Sounds interesting. Okay, so now you're going to be writing The Incredible Hulk. There's a lot of other tie-ins to the World War Hulk, the whole event. How involved were you in coordinating the rest of the tie-ins? Is it something that you have kind of been shepherding, or are you mostly focusing on the Incredible Hulk title itself?
The chief shepherd is Mark Paniccia, who is the editor of Incredible Hulk. He's been my kind of partner in crime throughout this whole process. So Mark's the one, I think, who's mostly been coordinating everything and making sure everything works. I'm more like a sheepdog if he's the shepherd. No, but I mean, we'll talk about it. He'll run stuff by me. I'm talking with the different writers of those different tie-ins. They'll send me scripts or ask me questions and stuff, because we're just doing our best to make it all fit together. And it's complicated, of course, because you've got this main event happening in the World War Hulk book, and then you've got all these tie-ins, and you got to kind of figure out where these different moments happen and how they fit in, and just make sure there aren't any contradictions. And also, it's a challenge because during the course of Planet Hulk, we created some these new characters with distinctive backgrounds and voices, and some of these tie-ins are going to use some of those characters. So that we want to make sure that that's all consistent too.
So you have the Hulk coming back to a situation where he's back in the Marvel Universe proper, whereas before, I mean, he's in a completely new environment that you can do pretty much anything you want with, because there's no real boundaries. Was that a challenge going back to the Marvel Universe proper, or was it something you were looking forward to?
It's both.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely a challenge because of exactly what you say. Suddenly, the Hulk is back in the Marvel Universe, and there are, the Marvel Universe, there are a million different books, a million different characters, and if something big happens in the Marvel Universe, it needs to, I can't just decide, okay, now today the Hulk's going to do this, and everybody's going to be fine with it, just because depending on what it is, it can have reverberations across many books. When we were doing Planet Hulk, if Mark and I had an idea, wanted to do something, we could pretty much do it. You know what I mean? With the Incredible Hulk returning to Earth now, we have to make sure that the whole storyline has been, we've gone through many drafts and nailed it down, but it had everybody. All the different editors needed to take a look at it to make sure that it was consistent with what they need to have happen or what's going on in their books. So it's much more of a logistical challenge. At the same time, from the beginning, we knew the Hulk was going to come back. That's part of the giant emotional story we're working on. So this is I'm really excited about it because this is what we've been building towards, and we laid the groundwork for this from the very first issue of Planet Hulk. So this is where, I've definitely been waiting for this and very excited to be working on it.
So are there shiny toys or characters that you now get to play with that that you were really excited about?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've been lucky in my career at Marvel because I've had the chance to work on a ton of different characters because I did a ton of different miniseries. For years, the Hulk is the first title I've been on, an ongoing title I've been on. Everything else I've done has been a miniseries. which has been great because it meant that I worked with a whole lot of different Marvel characters at different times. So I got to write some scenes with Daredevil. I got to write some scenes with Spidey and everything. But now, I get to do that all again, and also I get to do it in the biggest way imaginable. So it's definitely a lot of fun, and it's also fun too because there's some characters who have a big history with the Hulk, and I love the Hulk is probably my favorite Marvel character, and it's been a huge amount of fun working on Planet Hulk and telling this new story with him. What's exciting about coming back to Earth is that now he's going to be interacting with these characters he's interacted with for years before, and we get to kind of take the next step in those relationships. And so it's nice as a writer to have a chance to build on that part of his history.